And once you see them clearly, they lose power. Your body is still. You should be asleep, but your mind won't stop. A conversation from earlier replays. That email you didn't send shows up again. A random memory surfaces for no reason. The harder you try to stop thinking, the louder it gets. You turn on your side. Each one has a different psychological origin and a different reset. Insomnia is a sleep disorder with specific clinical criteria. What happens to most people lying awake with racing thoughts is something different. It is the result of unfinished psychological loops. A stress loop is a cognitive process the brain initiates in response to something unresolved. The brain is a pattern completion system. When something is left open, incomplete, or uncertain, it continues processing that thing in the background. During the day, external demands pull attention forward. There is always a next task, a next conversation, a next obligation. The tension decreases. The mind can release its grip. This is the most common and the most underestimated. The brain tracks tasks, not in a rigid way, but in a persistent, low-grade way. When a task is started and not completed, the brain maintains a kind of background tension around it. This is sometimes referred to in psychology as the Zeigarnik effect. Incomplete tasks occupy more mental bandwidth than completed ones. At night, the accumulated weight of everything left undone creates a quiet but persistent hum of cognitive tension. It is not panic, it is pressure, and it builds quietly all day. The weight of the body on the mattress. Sensory input interrupts the abstract loop and pulls the brain back into the present moment, where there is nothing to resolve. A comment made in a meeting, a response that came out wrong, a moment where something felt off between two people. The brain replays these not out of weakness but out of social intelligence. Human beings are deeply wired for social cohesion. The brain monitors social interactions for potential ruptures, misalignments, or threats to belonging. When it detects something ambiguous, it reviews it. The loop closes, not because the problem is solved, but because the brain has been given a structure it can trust. This is the planning loop. The brain, sensing uncertainty about tomorrow or next week or next month, attempts to resolve that uncertainty through mental simulation. It runs scenarios. It tries to anticipate problems. It constructs plans. This feels productive. It is not. Late at night, the prefrontal cortex, which handles rational planning, is operating with reduced capacity, so everything feels bigger than it is. The question does not disappear. It gets scheduled. That is enough for the brain to release it. This is the one that arrives late, usually after the other loops have already been running. It sounds like questions. Am I doing enough? Is this the right direction? What am I actually building? Who am I becoming? These questions feel urgent at night, because the mind is tired and the filter is thin. They are not. They feel urgent because the brain, depleted and without distraction, turns inward. It begins evaluating the self against internal standards, social comparisons, and long-term expectations. I'll see you in the next one. It is not evidence of weakness or instability. It is the result of a well-functioning brain encountering unresolved material without the resources to process it effectively. The four loops, the unfinished day loop, the social replay loop, the future control loop, and the identity loop, each have a specific psychological origin. Each responds to a specific reset. Externalizing incomplete tasks. Naming the social threat detection process and returning to sensory input. Writing down concerns and assigning them a time. Acknowledging identity questions and scheduling them for genuine reflection.